person who should be the person who kind of like understand, okay, they will decode, or they are the receiver, so they decode what is it. Yeah, if sometimes, most of the time when we have problems, right? When we have problems, we go immediately to our superior. That is also a form of communication, a model of report. But when we're talking about report, it means that it's a documented effort to actually make sure that in the long run, if another generation altogether, let's say a person who replaces the position or a position in the same department, when they refer to records, when they refer to reports, they know that, oh, this problem has occurred before, and how was it dealt with? So the marketing manager, okay, coming back to, then the marketing manager will have to read the report and most probably address the report. Is either to bring it up to the executive committee, or bring it up to further, another level further up. So that's where the communication should lead to. So if you see there's a, what do you call that, the arrow yang putih-putih itu, kan, putih-putih itu, so that's the destination. The destination, as the marketing manager, as the immediate supervisor, you should bring the matter that represent that what is already identified and observed to a deciding body. Okay, so like for example, the vice president of marketing, where it is used to make decision and take some action. Yeah, so that's one of the importance of reports, in which we document previous problems or document good solutions in order for that to actually being able to be reused or improved on or innovate. Yeah, so sometimes report can be very taxing, and it's a lot, especially if you have to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, so from the vice president of marketing or the executive committee, and then it goes through feedback. So communicate decision or other information and see whether or not it is applicable to address the marketing problem. And then after it's being applied or implemented, then if it's already, whatever that the progress of that particular problem is, if the solution works, then there's a follow-up report, or later on a completed report, and then the cycle goes on again, right? So that's basically what Shannon and Weaver have figured out back 70 years ago, right? So then I want to ask this question then. Let me ask this question, because I already prepared it, but I forgot to actually bring it out just now. So let's try to ding 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 ding. Now I want to know everyone here. So whether or not this is something that you did. Oh, I have a question actually. Okay, let's open up the pool. Okay. Okay. Have I started? Can you see the poll? Okay. My question is writing report is part of what you do or you deal with? I really want to know. I tak nak lah syok sendiri. Kan? Siapa macam apa syok cakap pasal report writing ni, ya dok? So I want to know how applicable it. Are you in the deciding committee? Are you in which position are you in? Which audience are you in? Are you the person who prepare the reports or collect the reports? So I really want to know.
Miss,
You.
how to answer the poll?
Cannot type answer. Masya Allah. Is it not? Masya Allah. Sekejap. Side no. How to answer the poll? It's not a choice. There's no yes no kat situ. Ya Allah ya Tuhanku.
No, only submit button.
Only submit button. What are we submitting kan? Masya Allah. Kan nak guna tapi lagu ni pula Masya Allah. Okay, now that I have successfully embarrassed myself, okay, I would like to recover quickly. Okay, so now instead of I'll now close the poll so that I can quickly recover from this embarrassment. So maybe Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Maybe type in chat instead. Get you. See, I'm trying very quickly to recover. Hopefully, I have not embarrassed myself too much. So my question is the same. My question would be, where are you involved when it comes to preparing a report in the current position that you have? So are you the one who will be receiving? Are you the encoder? Are you the one who decodes? Or you are both the encoder and the decoder? Are you the person who is where the destination of the report usually end up to? So, or are you the implementer? Do let me know what is it? How do you view yourself, or in which part are you involved when it comes to preparing a report for your department? Yeah. Okay. Right. So just indicate in chat what is your role in terms of this particular report model process by Shannon and Weaver. I would like to know whether or not it's still applicable, because this is produced 70 years ago, kan? 70 years ago. We don't know if it has changed or it has evolved. Because now there are different levels, or is it just the same? It means that it remains the same. Yeah? So do let me know in chat. And let me just continue first. Okay, inshallah. So there are different types of classifications of reports. Sorry, tongue-tied. Recovering from embarrassment. So there are two types of reports. One that is just descriptive and informational. That's basically just stating. And then there's one that's analytical, investigative reports. Yeah. So if one were to say what the report writing, sometimes the understanding, especially in university, and university people will actually assume a report would be like a thesis, a report of a research, of a survey, or somewhat that has used instrument, and we administer the instrument, and then we collect data, and then it is then prepared into a report. That's why analytical and investigative report, they are also called proposals. Like for example, kata-kata kerja, when you identify a problem and you would like to implement certain things, then you have a proposals, and then you have recommendation reports. So most probably reports that put forward recommendations. Feasibility report, it means to experiment whether or not certain strategies is able to be implemented in certain areas, or a certain effort. And then we have troubleshooting reports, whereby troubleshoot is it's not actually different from feasibility. Feasibility is always usually feasibility is based on previous successes of a strategy that has been implemented in another university, let's say, on a certain problem. So it may be a feasible to means something that may work, because it has worked before. And then we have troubleshooting. Troubleshooting means that we are trying out, is experimental. And then we have laboratory reports, and then also inquiry reports to inquire of whether or not, why certain things are the way they are, or we are questioning the way how things are actually being conducted. So all of these types of reports are what we call as analytical or investigative reports, as opposed to descriptive reports, which are very much straightforward, where it's just reporting data. Yeah, and this one is very popular, I believe, in UTM. Annual reports. How much have you made? How much progress have you? How many people are active in certain areas? How many people are effective in terms of doing their work? Or how many people are getting 80 and above in their LPPT? So on and so forth. Yeah. So incident reports are basically like, for example, there is a particular incident that happened in the faculty or in the office or in the department in which we have to report. And sometimes this scares us. Oh my God, it will be on a record. And I believe that is true. There should be some form of like something scary is going on, because it will be permanent. A report will always lead to something more permanent. But I would like to ask, I'm sure all of you in this particular WebEx right now are far more experienced than I am when dealing with problems that are very complex, I would say, when it comes to decision making. So I would really like to know. To be honest, I have no stakes. I'm just a small academic. I play such a small academic role in university as compared to other academicians. Yeah, but I believe in really wanting to know. I wouldn't say empathize, but I wanted to know how you go on day-to-day basis in dealing with all of this, and at the same time staying in your lane as a professional. Yeah. So maybe later on you can just type in chat, some of your concerns when it comes to how reports are being dealt with. Yeah. So there are also production reports, and then of course if we were to organize a conference or we have organized a trip, there must be a report, how much money was spent, where was it spent to, make sure all the claims are actually, all the money coming in and coming out is actually being dealt to a T. Progress reports of how certain efforts are actually being, how effective it is, and then we have evaluation reports and minutes of meetings. But if you notice that as opposed to progress reports and let's say laboratory reports or troubleshooting reports, troubleshooting is very analytical because you're trying to convince someone that this would work. So you would present evidences of how that particular or specific strategy can work, as opposed to descriptive, where you describe in detail what had happened, and it's basically using previous evidences as opposed to analytical that can actually also indicate future uses. Yeah, if you can see, that's where language plays a plays a role, because informational is very reporting. So when you report something from the past, if you're using English and you have to use English, then it has to be somewhat in the past tense, past perfect, past continuous, everything within the past tense.